Hi, today I would like to talk about Module 2, which is about our connection to our intuition. And the modules start with the story of Peter, a happy-go-lucky man who ends up in a situation that he didn't see coming, and it's quite difficult. And throughout the first years of him living this situation, his friend called Mind is right beside him and helping him out. And so Peter kind of plotters along until he bumps into his childhood friend called Self, who actually reconnects him more with the spirit that he had before. Yeah? So I would like to read out a few paragraphs that come after this story. Unless your friends' names are Mind and Self, it isn't always easy to know which of the two is talking to you. The difficulty that clients often voice to me is that they don't know if their inner voice is real or that they're just making it up. This is understandable considering the overload of information we receive from our environment about who we should be. As a result, it is hard for us to know who we truly are. We tend to suppress those feelings that don't fit the picture of the beliefs we created in our childhood. For example, someone who knows deep down that their marriage is over, but who becomes overwhelmed thinking about the consequences of a separation, will have created a set of reasons as to why they can't or won't leave. This set of reasons will overrule the truth as soon as it comes up. A man whose father left when he was little, leaving his mom to raise him and his sister on her own, will, most likely, have been taught that separating from his spouse would be a bad thing. The man has also suffered not having his dad around when he grew up, so he promised himself to never do that to his children. But he is deeply unhappy in his marriage, and he knows that the right thing to do would be to leave. Out of fear, instead of listening to his inner voice, he thinks himself into a knot and develops an inner voice that goes around in circles without coming up with a solution. So this happens, we can actually turn away from our intuition because we think we know what we should do. But it's never a good idea to turn away from our inner knowing, because our intuition is the most honest and most reliable friend that we will ever have in our life. And if we most of the time this is not about making big leaps. It doesn't have to be so drastic. Your inner knowing, your intuition, yourself, is like an inner GPS. If we can't go straight, it will give us the detours. And also that doesn't have to be because that you actually, I'm so connected to my intuition, I now hear exactly what is the next step. No, if we just realize that we can detach from a thought pattern, the ideas, they will come flooding in. And that is good enough. So that is what I talk about in Module 2. Thank you again for listening, and I'll be back talking about Module 3.